I lost having sex with people. I lost having intimate connection. I lost going on stupid dates, and I gained a shit ton of peace. I gained prosperity. I gained knowledge. A lot of us have not processed trauma properly. Trauma gets stuck in the body. It's scientifically proven, okay? And when you don't know how to process something correctly to the point where you can move past it and create a new belief, you're living in that known belief of the past. So, hey girl, what's up? Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. If you are new, what is up? My name is Dakota. I make videos on this channel included but not limited to story times, true crime, lifestyle, and advice content. So if that's something that you are interested in, don't forget to give this video a like. Also hit that subscribe button while you're at it. And while you're also at that too, the way you're notified every single time I post here on YouTube, click the bell icon in the corner for post notifications. That way you don't ever miss out on an upload. Today we are bringing back an OG video. We are doing an Ask Dakota. Essentially what that is I will have my subscribers, my Coda crew, email me at dakotacross94@gmail.com. That is my business email, with some advice or questions that they may have for me, or just something that they need slight guidance on, and I will go ahead and answer it on here for a video. To get started, don't forget to subscribe to my podcast, Elevate Entirely. New episodes go up every single Monday. Also, don't forget to follow me on my TikTok, my Twitter, my Instagram, my Snapchat. It will be linked right here, and it will also be in the convenience, the description box for your convenience at all times. Let's get into these questions starting now.
Hello, stranger. It's been a minute since we last kicked it. And by the way,
okay, so this first email reads, "Hey Dakota, I recently found your channel and I can say I've connected with you on so many levels. You've definitely earned a fan. Thank you so much, girl. Just so happens I'm going through a rough patch, haven't been able to open up to anybody, so I'd like to tell you. I'm feeling a bit lost and unsure what to do. I'll keep this short and sweet while still telling you the details that are very important. January 2020, my long-term boyfriend of 7 years broke up with me to basically find happiness. During that breakup, I was devastated. COVID itself took a toll on me just like it did everyone else. This breakup was not easy. He still hit me up from time to time to check up on me, but it got to me. You hit me up but still don't want to be with me. During that time, I found comfort in who I now call my boyfriend, Chris. During the breakup, I was doing so good on the right path of finding myself. I would go see Chris from time to time. I saw my ex a handful of times until he went crazy on me. Long story short, I cut all ties with my ex and decided Chris would be a better fit for me. I was starting to regret it, all of it. Although I do have feelings for Chris, I just feel like he's so emotionally unevolved. Even writing this email, he knows I'm upset and chooses to ignore the fact that this is how I feel. So much has happened in the amount of time I've been with Chris. More bad than good. I, for some reason, still want to salvage what we have, but I'm starting to think maybe it's just not worth it. I did contact my ex a few weeks ago. Although we went through what he did, he just gets me. That's something I can't deny. I don't know if this relationship with Chris is a lesson. I need advice from someone who doesn't know me. I feel like I'm breaking down mentally. I'm holding on to a thread. Please give me your honest opinion. Chris claims he wants us to work, but I can't help but think maybe he's just saying this and doesn't know how to act, or I don't know what else. I'm stuck. Sorry if this is jumbled. My head is everywhere at this point." Okay, so let's get into this. And first and foremost, thank you so much for sending my email and being vulnerable, open, and transparent. First of all, what you're feeling right now is completely normal. I think every girl in their life has gone through a point where they are with somebody and they're not sure if they are good for them or not, and they also have this kind of like lingering ex in the back of their mind that they kind of miss, kind of talk to sometimes, etc. I had this same situation happen to me 2 years ago. And I'm going to give you a little bit of insight on mine so I can help you with yours. So I was dating somebody, we're just going to call him freaking Jose, right? Before Jose, I was talking to somebody and his name was, let's just say Daniel. So I was talking to Daniel and I really, really, really liked him, like a lot. But there was always this third party coming in and coming out, and she never seemed to be out. And we would like talk about hanging out and meeting up, and we would talk about like maybe pursuing something, but it was just never the right time. Either I was with somebody or he was with somebody. It just never ended up correlating. Now, I really, really, really liked him. He wasn't showing me any commitment. He wasn't showing me he wanted to be with me. He wasn't applying pressure. So I went ahead and I started dating Jose. I was dating Jose and I liked him, but I felt like he was so emotionally uninvolved. I feel like I could not have one stimulating or mentally stimulating or substantial conversation with him. I felt like he was very immature emotionally, or just immature in general. And I stayed with him because I felt bad. Like, I didn't want to break up with him only for the sole purpose of I was like, oh my God, I don't want to hurt this person. I feel bad. I'm going to break his heart, etc. And the whole time that I was with him, in the back of my head was Daniel, because I liked him so much. And me and Daniel would even text from time to time, which is completely wrong, because anytime that you're with somebody relationship-wise, your exes or anybody that you used to like should be a complete thing of the past. It should not be relevant in your new relationship. This plant is really going to piss me off. Hold on. Have dated in the past or liked should be in the past, because it's not respectful or fair to your new partner. That's a mistake on my end that I definitely regret. There's a quote that says that if you love two people, let them both go, because if one of the people that you loved was like prevalent and like amazing and you loved them so much, like that was your end all be all, you wouldn't even be thinking of the second person. If I could go back during that time, I would have literally just let go of the both of them and not said anything. Like literally all the time my friends call me and they're like, oh my God, who do you think that I should be with, this person or that person? I'm like, girl, neither. Like literally neither. And I know that wasn't your question. I know you're not asking who you should be with. I know you're saying that you just don't know if you should continue this relationship or not. And right from the not gonna sugarcoat shit, you guys know how I am. No, I think you should break up with him, and I think you should break up with him now. If you really did like him and see a future with him, you wouldn't be emailing me right now. Okay, honey, let's just point that out there. And I'm saying honey as like a older sister type thing. Point blank period, you wouldn't be emailing me right now. When you are asking for an answer, that is your answer right there. The fact that you even have to ask, that's your answer right there. I made a TikTok on this too, maybe I'll insert it, but when I was with Jose, I would always ask my friends, like, do you think I should be with him? Or I'd ask the universe, give me a sign if I should be with him. One day I woke up and I'm like, the fact that I'm asking for a sign is a sign within itself. I should not be with this man. He's emotionally immature. He's like 5 years below me maturity level. He has no substantial conversation, and then it would be the same shit. Like, he would know that I was upset and he just wouldn't say anything, or he just wouldn't do anything, and I would be like, did you know that I was mad at you? And he was like, yeah, I knew. So why aren't you saying anything, and why aren't you doing anything to try to fix it? You know, a man that loves you and is invested into you, when he knows that his woman is upset, he's gonna do everything in his power to try to let her know, like, I'm here for you if you want to talk. I'm here for you if you want to vent. Whatever I did, let's talk about it so we can fix it. He's not going to want to go to bed knowing that his woman is upset. So I agree with you. I think he's very emotionally immature, and I think that you honestly deserve so much better than that. You deserve somebody on the same emotional level as you that can handle your emotions, that can also talk to you about your emotions, and have a maturity level to the point where they can sit down and be like, hey babe, let's talk about this. What's wrong? I think that he can't do that for you, and I think that's something that you need because it's so like heavy on your mind. So I don't think that you should be with him anymore. And as for your ex, I think that, like you said, like, you know, he kind of went crazy on you, and he ended it because he wants to work on himself. Let him go do that. If he wants to go do that, he wants to work on himself, that's great. You guys can stay friends, and that's fine. But in order for you to move on with your life and start actually living your life, I think that you need to, for right now, I'm not saying in the future it wouldn't work out, but for right now, cut out even the thought of you guys getting back together, because right now I think it's going to be a pivotal time for you to focus on yourself, for you to plant seeds that can come into fruition in the future, for you to do goals, for you to work on yourself, maybe do some self-care, self-love, and things like that. I think that right now is a really good time for you to just focus on you, and for the rest of the year, which is like literally 2 months, just make small goals that will lead to bigger goals and just work on yourself. I think that right now, as a collective, we're having like a shift, and we're realizing that working on yourself is so freaking important, and you never get this time back. You have the rest of your life to be in a relationship, and when you're in that relationship, or when you're in like that like commitment, that union, you don't get these single days back. So I really think that you should break up with Chris, because not only is he kind of wasting your time because he can't be the man that you need him to be, but in a way you are as well wasting his time, because I think that you know in your heart and soul that he's not the one for you. And he could have been a great guy at the time. I think that's maybe what you needed to get yourself over this breakup, to get yourself away from your ex. He could have came into your life at that time to kind of help you with that coping period, and he could be a great guy, but it doesn't mean he's a great guy for you. Just because somebody is a great guy does not mean they are a great guy for you, but he could be from somebody else, and you think that you're both holding each other back from your actual divine counterpart and soulmate. So in my opinion, I do think that you should break up with him. I think you should just tell him, like, listen, I don't think it's really working out. I don't think that we're emotionally compatible, and I'm choosing, you know, to walk away and go on a different path. Thank you for everything. You served an amazing purpose in my life. Maybe one day we can, you know, be friends. I don't believe in being friends right after a breakup. It never fucking works. Never. And if you say it works, you're a liar. And I think that you should just be honest with him and tell him that you just don't think it's going to work out. I really hope this advice helped you, girl. If you need any more insight or advice, go ahead and email me, DM me on my Instagram, Dakota Cross, and we can get you taken care of. Thank you so much for your submission. Now let's move on to the second email. So we switch up locations a little bit. I just don't like sitting on my bed and filming. My back starts hurting. It's not the vibe. So I took a chair and put it in front instead. There's a cute ass plant right here. You can't even see it. So I put that one back there. Besides the point, ADD kicking in. So I keep holding on to letting go. I know I can make it easy, but I don't. The second I get over you, then it really is over. Hope it's over. You got closure, so I keep holding on to letting go. That's my new favorite song, just in case you were wondering. And the caption says, hello, help, please. So we're gonna go ahead and see what's going on. Hey Dakota, first and foremost, I love your videos, your whole channel, and very proud of you. Thanks, girl, I appreciate that. I like advice on my relationship because I relate to your videos and feelings when it comes to relationships. I can give up easily. Well, anyhow, I haven't been in a relationship for 3 years now with, I have been in a relationship for 3 years now with a man that I love, right? Well, I'm confused if I should stay with him because in the past he's lied, cheated, a drug user of meth. That was his excuse for everything. I can't get over the fact that he pretty much love bombed me and manipulated me to stay with him while you have been to prison twice and jail for most of our relationship. Now he's doing way better. Don't get me wrong, he's doing better, but like I don't know if I want to continue with this relationship because I'm afraid that the past is going to repeat itself. It is. And like he keeps reassuring me that it's not going to happen again, but I don't believe him. I don't know what to do because I truly love this man, but I don't want to be stuck in the same spot that we were years ago. Please help. I can go in more detail if you'd like. No need to go into more detail. Girl, I have been here before. I definitely have not been with someone who's like been to jail or anything like that, but I don't judge. Like we don't judge here. This is a no judgment zone, okay? Basically, your situation is you have a past version of him that's in your head, and the thing that people don't realize is that feelings are attached to past experiences. That's why we have a lot of adults living in, a lot of children living in grown adult bodies. We see it all the time. We'll see somebody who's literally like 60 who acts like a 5-year-old when they don't get their coupon at freaking Costco, okay? A lot of us have not processed trauma properly. Trauma gets stuck in the body. It's scientifically proven, okay? And when you don't know how to process something correctly to the point where you can move past it and create a new belief, you're living in that known belief of the past. So for example, if you grew up and say your parents, they never instilled self-confidence in you, right? They never said that you were beautiful, never complimented you, you always did things wrong. In their eyes, you never did anything right. You are going to grow up with self-esteem issues because our caregivers are our biggest example. Our caregivers also manage, unpack, and organize our emotions for us, because when we're kids, when you're 3 years old, you don't know how to organize and manage your own emotions, right? Your parents are the ones who do that for you. So that's where like our first subconscious belief comes from, is childhood. So anytime someone goes to give you a compliment, you're not going to know how to receive it because you're not used to receiving them. You were not brought up in an environment that was loving and caring and nourishing. So therefore, self-confidence, receiving compliments, things like that, that's going to be like a foreign thing to you. And you have that belief in your head that compliments make you feel weird or they give you anxiety because it's such like an unknown thing, because you have an experience in the past. And so your feeling that is attached to that is, I don't receive compliments well, I don't receive healthy love well, etc. So feelings are attached memories from the past, okay? If that makes sense. So in your situation here, in the past, he was in jail, he manipulated you, he did all these things that, you know, created you to grow this like, I don't know towards him, right? So right now, what you're living in is something in your head that happened from the past, and rightfully so. Because men will do this thing where they'll change for 2 weeks. I call it the 2-week trial, right? They'll be like, I'm so sorry, give me a chance, let me show you I can be a new person. They'll change for 2 weeks, literally 2 weeks. And then after those 2 weeks, they go back to how they were. Because when a man wants to change, he wants to change for himself. A man will not change for you. A man will not change for his children. A man will not change for anything until he realizes that it needs to be for himself. My dad was an alcoholic for years, okay? Fucking years. I think when I was maybe 16 or 17 was one day when he woke up in his apartment. He said, I have $17 left in my bank account. I rent a room for my friend in one of the worst parts of Connecticut. I need to get my shit together. He had been to countless rehabs, countless programs. None of them ever fixed the alcoholism. He had to fix that within him. He woke up one day and decided he cold turkey was going to stop alcohol. It's been, I think, 12 years and he has not touched a drink. He wanted to do that for himself. I say that example to say that if this guy really wants to change, it has to be for him. It can't be because, you know, you held it down while he was in jail. It can't be because you're a ride or die chick, which, by the way, let's stop being ride or die chicks in 2021 because I need to go where I'm riding and why are we dying? I want to stay alive. So you mentioned the fact that he cheated, and again, you have an emotion attached to that because he cheated, he broke your trust, he broke the honor that it comes with union when you are in an official relationship. He broke that with you. So rightfully so for you to be unsure. I feel like personally cheating is something that is it's irreversible, and I'm going to tell you why. When you cheat on somebody, you don't only break them down mentally and physically, but you break them down emotionally, and that trust barrier is gone. I always say trust can take a little while to build, but it can take forever to repair. And cheating is the one thing I truly believe is irreversible, and here's why. You may be able to move past it. You can go to counseling, you can go to, you know, a therapist, you could get workbooks, you could talk about it, you can, you know, have passwords to each other's phone, you can have the guy like actually change and show you, I'm not going to do this anymore. And sometimes it does happen, I've seen it, but in the back of your subconscious mind, that hurt is always going to be there. It's always going to be present, it's always going to be relevant. In the back of your head, you're always going to be thinking, what if he's out with his friends, which he should be allowed to do, and you're home and you're cleaning, you're gonna think, what if he leaves and goes see another girl? Or you go away on a vacation like you should, you know, with your girls trip. What if he's back at home with her? Like, it's always going to be in the back of your mind. And that's why I never took my daughter's father back, no matter what he said, no matter what he tried to prove, because I feel like cheating is irreversible. So between the cheating, between the going to jail, and lying to you and the manipulation, like you were saying, I feel like this relationship is a done deal because I feel like he's broken that barrier of trust, and you could repair it, but it's going to take a long time, and it's also going to be dependent on him and his willingness to change for himself, and I don't feel like he's there yet. Of course he's doing better now because you stayed with him the whole time while he was in jail. Of course he's going to be like, okay, like this girl is like, you know, she's there for me, so he's going to act the part. But I really do feel like, honestly, in my heart, that if you knew in your heart that, like I said in the last email, if you wanted to be with this man, if you knew in your heart, okay, like this is my person, like no matter what, I'm going to hold it down, I'm going to be there for him, you wouldn't be emailing me right now. I think that you answered your question in your own email. You've addressed what he did, you addressed how you feel about it, and then towards the end you said, I just don't know if I should stay or I should go. The fact that you even have to question it is an answer within itself. And I think a lot of times we do know, like, girl, you know, because you're contemplating it. If it's not a hell yes, it's a no. I always say it to people. I'm like, oh, you want to go here? I don't know. Okay, it's a no because it wasn't a yes. Like, if it's not a yes, it's a no. Like, and I really feel like in your heart, in your soul, that you want to move on. But like you said in the beginning of your email, it's hard for you to. And I understand that because it's hard for me to move on too. and we almost like hold on to letting go. It's like we stay in this stagnant place where we don't want to leave, because even though we're hurting with them, the hurting with them brings a presence. It's like their presence is still there, and we struggle so much as women sometimes to be alone, because being alone is uncomfortable, and we have to actually face and sit with our own emotions and sit with the things that we have been running away from and suppressing within us for so long. And that's scary. It's a scary thing to unpack that, but we have to unpack that, because that is where the growing and that is where the healing starts. And you can actually heal past whatever it is that you have within you that you want to fix, and go inside and go internally, spend more time with yourself. And then the next relationship you have, you give that person the healed version of you. I'm not going to say whole, because I don't ever believe that we're fully healed. We go through things for a reason. It's a part of our story. But the next person that you're with, you're going to give them that healed version of you, that better version of you, the knows her worth version of you, the boss ass bitch version of you. And that person that you attract, because you're in this new aura, you're in this new mindset, you're in this new realm, is going to be, they're going to mirror that. They're going to reflect that. They're going to embody everything that you embody, because you've now worked on yourself. And the person that's going to come into your life, because now your standards are up here, your vibrations up here, that person's going to match that. And if they don't, you know, like, nope, go to the side, boy, bye. So for me personally, I feel like this is a time for you to work on yourself, to self-reflect, to heal, to grow, to move forward. And I feel like you can't do that with him. There's too much stagnant energy in this relationship. There's too much negativity. There's too much past stuff that honestly he needs to face. I think you leaving is what's going to make him change, because you leaving is going to show, damn, I fucked up. I had a really good girl and I lost her. I'm going to make sure this doesn't happen again. Every relationship I've left, I've always left the person better than I found them. And they have literally, I had a conversation with my ex a couple weeks ago. I was just curious. This is like the only ex that I still actually am like cool with. And I said, what did me leaving teach you? Like, what did me leaving do? And he told me, he was like, when you left, I knew that I needed to grow up. The life that I was living was very immature, wasn't okay. I didn't care for anybody else but myself. Like, you taught me so much. And like, when you left, like, that's when my life elevated, because I learned all those lessons. So yes, breakups can be sad. They can be scared. They can be messy, but we always learn from them, and we take those lessons and we apply them, and we use them as stepping stones to build a foundation. So I really hope this email helped. If you need any more advice, go ahead and hit up my DMs or my email. But girl, I think that it is just, it's time to pack and it's time to go, because you deserve better than somebody who cheats on you, who lies to you. And yes, he may be doing better now, but it doesn't take away from the past. It doesn't take away about how you feel about it. So my fellow Coda crew, let her know. I'm going to do polls in the bottom where you can vote. And thank you so much for emailing me. And I really hope this helped. Please let me know if it does, because girl, I've been here before. If past Dakota could say anything to you, it would be get out. But I love you. And let's go on to this last email. Okay, so this last email reads this. Hey girl, I love watching your videos. After your last one, I had to ask you some things. This is an email from June. I am getting caught back up with my emails, you guys. I am so sorry. I had the same problem with seeking. All right, so in this video, I was talking about how I used to like seek male validation all the time because I didn't feel whole, and that I only realized that like maybe like 5 years ago, like in like my early 20s, I started to realize it and work on it. I've had the same problem with seeking male validation from when I was 12 years old. I never got the love from home. This is what I'm talking about, you guys, when you attach your emotions to past experiences and put them in your current reality instead of leaving them in your past by doing trauma work. It really does leak into your adult life, trust me. I've had the same problem with seeking validation. I never got love from home that I needed to get to thrive. That's why I lived for the attention I got from guys. They made me feel accepted and validated. So from the time that I was 12, I would jump from relationship to relationship with a lot of toxic men. I had nudes exposed and they went through my school. Tried to go to the police because it is child pornography, but they said I should not ruin someone's reputation because of that. Oh my God, I'm not even gonna get into that because justice system is so fucked up, I swear to God. Okay, anyway, made me feel invalidated, lost all my friends, and I was bullied because of those nudes as well. That gave me severe anxiety, and I went to therapy for that and for PTSD. First of all, let me just tell you that you're absolutely right. It is child pornography, and that those police officers should have helped you a lot more. And I'm so freaking sorry they didn't. And I honestly think that you should take what happened to you and put it into a project, either a YouTube video or a book or something like tell your story, because that's not freaking okay. And like, we need to expose how men look at things like this. Like, it's just, it's not okay. That's a whole video for another time. But I'm so sorry that happened to you. And girl, you were so courageous and strong, and fuck those people from your high school. Anybody that's ever bullied me from high school, especially the guys, they're all bald, their hairlines are receding, they're not in happy relationships. I'm pretty sure they're still living with their parents in their like fucking basement, have nothing going for them. So like, good job being a cool kid in high school, because look at you now, a hot damn bald-headed mess with a receding hairline. Anyway, I'm doing good now. After therapy, I learned to love myself, surrounded myself with good people, and I'm now in a 3-year healthy relationship. Oh, I'm so happy for you. I'm 18 years old now, by the way. The thing is, I know this relationship isn't going to last because of college, and I know I need to be single and independent so I can work on myself. I'm terrified to be single again and fall back into bad relationships with guys and let them destroy my self-worth. I really want to be celibate for a year like you did. Do you have any tips? How do you do that? Please help a girl out. Sending you good vibes. English is not my first language. I'm from the Netherlands. Please keep me anonymous. Well, girl, you did amazing for not having that as your first language, because that email was very well articulated. So let's break this down. Basically, you want to know how I did it for a year, tips, tricks, things like that. And you're scared to be alone again because you don't want to get back into that place where you are seeking male validation or having them destroy this confidence that you've built so long. Trust me, I've been in therapy for about 5 years now, and I know exactly how you feel. It's like you don't want to be with, you don't want to like attract those same partners that you've had from the past, but you also don't want to repeat toxic patterns within yourself. First of all, let me say you are a very self-aware woman, which is amazing. Being self-aware is one of the key characteristics and traits that's going to get you to where you need to be. We don't have enough self-aware people in this world. Like, common sense is not common anymore. But you're very self-aware, so I just want to like commend you for that, because it's absolutely amazing. So let me first tell you that, like you said, like, you're working on yourself. That's great. And you're going to continue to work on yourself. That's even more amazing. And I think that the more you work on yourself, you're going to be, like I said in the last email, and this is something my therapist tells me all the time, the more you work on yourself, the higher you vibrate. If you don't know what that means, all of us humans, everything in this whole entire world holds an energetic vibration. My crystals over there hold an energetic vibration. My phone, my mirror, this Vaseline over here, this toner over here. Everything holds an energetic vibration. And when you're vibrating very low, not that you attract in low quality people and low quality experiences, that's just what you let in because that's what you feel you deserve. When you vibrate on a higher level, you're taking care of yourself, you're working on yourself, you're drinking your water, you're saying your affirmations, you're reading, you're nourishing your mind, you're doing things that are fun, things that are for you, you're reminding yourself of how great you are, like you're building yourself up essentially, right? You vibrate at a higher level. When you vibrate at a higher level, you get to realize your worth. You get to a point where you realize all these people that I've looked, because they always say you attract what you are. I don't believe in that, if I'm being 100% honest, because here's the thing, and I understand why people believe in that, but I think that that sentence can be misleading. You will attract anything, especially if you're a badass bitch. You will attract great men, you will attract low quality men, you will attract great friends, you will attract low quality friends. Why? Because everybody wants to be around your energetic orb. Everybody wants that piece of you because you're so much fun to be around. You're like the light in the room that everybody needs, that everybody wants to be, right? You will attract people of all qualities, people of all substances, right? It's about your self-worth and your self-love and your boundaries, because depending on that is what you will allow into your energetic field, okay? I feel like it's not you attract what you are, it's you attract and you allow in people that are equal to how you feel about yourself. You attract and you let in what you feel like you're worth. And when you build yourself up and you get to this place of this high vibration and this ability to love yourself at 100% full capacity, you get to the point where you realize your worth, and you realize, oh my God, the people that I've let in the past, like such low quality people, we're gonna go higher this year, we're gonna go higher this week, we're going to only let in the people that make us feel good. You can literally feel within your body when somebody is not good for you. Your body is your biggest navigation system. The biggest thing that society has done is take a woman's intuition and deem it as crazy. How many times as women have we been called crazy for calling people out on their bullshit when it actually ended up being true? I'll go first. Go watch my story times. I'm just playing. But seriously, like, as women, we need to get to this point where we do realize our worth, and we do realize that, you know, who we allow in really affects our life. It affects everything. It affects our finances, our school, our the way we feel about ourselves, the way we feel about others. Because when you are with somebody, you embody that energy, you embody that energetic field, you embody that aura, because you're with them so much. You're like the 5 people you hang out with the most. If you're hanging out with 5 broke people, you're going to be the 6. If you're hanging out with 5 complainers, you're going to be the 6. If you're hanging out with 5 people who talk shit about everybody, you're gonna be the 6. You're gonna be the 6 gossiper. It just happens. Like, it's just it's the way that it is, you know. So anyway, to get to your question about being celibate, I was celibate for a whole entire year. If you guys saw the story, my ex tried to kidnap me. I named him Damien. After that, I realized, and that's why I gave you that spiel about knowing your worth, because here we go. We're going to dive into it. We're going to unpack, okay? So it's such like a therapist trying to say, we're going to unpack. So when I was with Damien and when we had ended, a lot of toxic crap went on in that relationship. And when I finally decided to leave him, it was when I had this TV. He had bought me a TV, because the thing with him is he had like a lot of money. So he would buy me, like he bought me like a huge TV, like literally huge, like bigger than like my desk could even sit on for Christmas. He came by one day and he took it because he was upset with me. Every time we would break up or he was upset with me, he would take back the stuff that he got from me. So he took that back. I will never forget this day. I wanted a vanity mirror so bad. Now I got my own because your girl got her own shit, but I didn't have the money at the time. So for Christmas as well, he got me this like $300, almost $400 beautiful vanity mirror. Beautiful. Like, if I have a picture of it, I'm gonna put it in, but it was huge, you guys. It was huge. Everything I had ever wanted, and I just was like so happy, and I was like, I could do my makeup videos now. Like, it was everything that I ever wanted, and that gift, he knew, meant the fucking world to me. Meant the world to me. Like, if there was one thing in this world that I wanted, it was a vanity mirror. Meant the fucking world to me, okay? We ended up getting into an argument one day, and he was like, I'm coming over and I'm taking my vanity mirror. But made a huge deal about it. I was at work. I was working at the factory at the time, and he was like, you better be home at this time because I'm coming to get it, X, Y, and Z, blah, blah, blah. I had to tell this story one day. Anyway, and he was like, oh, I swear to God, if it ends up breaking, I'm gonna, while you bring, because it was a huge mirror. He was like, if it ends up breaking while you bring it down the stairs, I'm gonna call the cops and tell them that you soiled my property. And so it was in that moment that I was like, I will never in my life take this kid back. I don't care how much he cries, how much he begs, anything. I will never take him back. This is the last fucking straw, because you are using material objects to manipulate me. And he knew how much that mirror meant to me. He came over and he went upstairs and he took it. And when he went downstairs, he said, you can have this mirror. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I had a bad day. I'm taking it out on you. And like, can we just go back to how we were? And I literally looked at him and I said, take your mirror, take yourself, get the fuck out of my house, get in your car and never come back here. I said, we are done. Don't ever contact me again. You're going to be blocked on everything. I was like, get the fuck out of my house. Literally just like that. And he did. He took it and he left. And that day I said, how have I gotten to the point that I think so low of myself to allow somebody like this to come into my life? And that's what I'm saying, is that it's not you attract what you are. It's you allow in what you think about yourself. And I realized right there in that moment, I did not love myself. I didn't think highly of myself. I didn't care about myself, because how can you say you love yourself when you let somebody in like this and continue after seeing who they are the first time to allow them to treat you this way. I said for a whole entire, and I told all my friends, I said for a whole entire year, I'm going to be single and celibate. And I swear to God, they all were like, yeah, right, Dakota, whatever. Like, why is it a year? Why can't you just do it for a couple months? And like, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. For a whole entire year, I'm not going to have sex, touch, go on a date, kiss nobody. I was like, I will not touch a man. And literally from March of 2019 to March of 2020, yeah, February or March of 2020, I was celibate. I didn't touch anybody, kiss anybody, go on a date, nothing. I didn't even talk to another guy. I just literally I took that whole entire year. And I don't think I was in therapy at this time. I might have been, because I took a break for a little bit. But for a whole entire nothing. And I stayed celibate that whole time. And girl, let me tell you, it's hard. I'm not going to lie, but after you get past the first couple months, it just becomes easier and easier because it becomes a habit and a habitual thing where you have to remind yourself, I'm doing this because I'm working on me. I'm doing this because the next person I'm with deserves a better version than I gave to the last. I'm doing this because I need to fix who I allow into my life. I'm doing this because I love myself, because I care about myself. It's a constant reminder, which is why I talked about the affirmations, because they're constant reminders. And if you tell yourself something for a long enough time, your mind and body start to believe that it's true. Think about it. We tell ourselves all the time, because your subconscious does not have humor. Let me just say that. Your subconscious mind does not know when you're kidding or when you're being, like, they don't know. So when you call yourself stupid or fat or ugly, your mind starts to believe and embody those things. And think about it. If we have lived for me, for example, if I've lived for 27 years telling myself I'm stupid, that's what my body believes. Imagine if for a year I told myself I'm intelligent, I'm smart, I'm capable, I'm a boss-ass bitch, I'm a boss-ass woman, I can do this, I'm beautiful, I'm worthy, I'm deserving of love, I'm capable, I am ambitious. For a whole entire year, if I change the narrative and I change the language and I go from being negative to positive, my mind and body is going to believe that, right? So why not? Why not start now? You know what I mean? Like, it's never too late. So honestly, I really do think that being celibate for a whole entire year, it was not the hardest thing I've ever done. It became easier and easier and easier once I gained my peace back. I lost having sex with people. I lost having intimate connection. I lost going on stupid dates, and I gained a shit ton of peace. I gained prosperity. I gained knowledge. I had things unfolding for me that would have never unfolded if I was with my ex or with some random guy that I met at freaking Center Street Social in Shelton. Like, I lost my temptation and I gained peace. I'm already against having casual sex. I believe that sex is a huge energy exchange. And when you are physically and energetically engaging in sexual activity, you're not only carrying on that person's energy, because energy is transferable, you're taking on and you're embodying the energy from all the past women that this man has been intimate with, okay? And if it's a man who's like a playboy, he's been with a lot of women, you're now carrying on and embodying that energy. That's why a lot of times when we get into relationships or we get into situationships or just casual sex with random people, we find that our life kind of starts dissolving a little bit. We find that we're waking up and we're anxious and we don't know why, or maybe we're depressed, or maybe we lose motivation. And it's like, girl, you're carrying on all this energy from freaking Jose, from Christopher, from Pablo, from Michael, from like all these people. Like, you're carrying on all of these energies, and then on top of it, you're carrying on all the energies from Christopher, from Pablo, from Michael. Like, you're carrying on all of the women they've been with, and then you're wondering why your life's not moving forward, because you're not even in your own energy, and you don't spend the time with yourself alone to even sit with your own energy and to embody that and to embrace it and love it. You have the rest of your life to be in a relationship. And when you get in that relationship and you find the one, you're not going to get a chance to be single again. You're not going to have these days back. So if you have the honor of being single right now and you're in a space in your life where you're about to embark on a new journey and you have choice to be like, I do want to do this, I don't want to do that. Like right now, all you have to do is think about yourself and take care of yourself. If you're in that position, you are the luckiest human being on the world right now, because you can create from a clean slate and do whatever you want. Like the world is your oyster and you can just sit there and you can create and make decisions for yourself. Not everybody has that privilege right now. A lot of people are in broken relationships, broken marriages, just broken because they chose the wrong person and they've recreated with them. They have kids with them. They have contracts with them. They have houses with them and they feel stuck. So if you have the opportunity right now to be single, to work on yourself, to get to that level where you can vibrate higher, and that way you can choose like who comes in and embodies and correlates with the energy that you're already in and embodying, you're very lucky right now. Very, very, very lucky. So remind yourself of that when you're on your celibacy journey. Remind yourself, I'm so lucky right now because I'm choosing to love myself. I'm choosing to harness and save my physical energy because I don't want to go back in a toxic pattern of letting men think that they can control me or manipulate me. And I don't want to go back into codependency because codependency is so damaging. It's so damaging. So honestly, girl, just do it. Literally, just do it. And I'm telling you, it's going to get so much easier. But during the time, you need to remind yourself of why. Get down, literally get a journal and figure out your why. Because if you have a vision and a goal with an aim and you work towards it every day, you're going to be successful. If you have vision and goal with no aim, you're just going to be literally throwing arrows everywhere. Like it's not even going to be on the target board. It's gonna be like in the grass somewhere or in the air. It's gonna like poke someone's eye out. Like get down and figure out your why. My why for why I have this channel is to help other women that are either in a similar situation as me, or if they've never been in it, they can learn something. It's all about learning, right? Because suffering is alleviated when we feel like we're not alone. So that's my why. So when I put my daughter down after a long day at 8 o'clock at night and all I want to do is come up here and sleep, I go over to my desk, I sit down, I read my why, and I'm like, okay, let's get to work. Let's go help people. Let's, put out the message. Let's put out the good intention, the good energy, right? That's my why. So if you sit down and figure out your why as to why you want to be celibate, like you just said, you don't want to repeat the past. Write that down and then write down all of the progression you're going to gain, like knowing your worth, loving yourself, vibrating higher, letting in higher quality people, letting go of the lower quality people, lower quality experiences so you can get new, higher quality experiences. Write all this stuff down. And every time that you're tempted, like if you go out to the bar and you have one too many Long Islands and Christopher wants to take you home, like you remind yourself of your why and you're like, no. Because it's easier to keep going than it is to start over. With healthy situations. Don't take that for how y'all are going to take it. With healthy situations, like being celibate so you can, work on yourself more, it's easier to keep going than it is to start over. Girl, I'm telling you, just give yourself a year. A year goes by so fast. People think a year is such a long time. Girl, it's not. A year feels like 4 months. It goes by so fast. So I really hope this helped. Thank you so much for submitting your Ask Dakota question. And I actually really, really, really love this one because I feel like so many women, or whoever's watching this, even men, are going to gain so much insight on like celibacy and self-love and vibrations and stuff. And I love how I can put that message out there for you guys. So thank you for allowing me to help you, but also like starting this creative spark in my head because I really want to talk about this a lot more. So girl, thank you so much. I wish you good luck on your college journey. You're going to have so much fun. Take a shot for me.
Ooh.